Hello and welcome to Will Scarlet International, a fictional airport located in the Midlands of England. Today you join me for the 6th airport update on this clear, breezy afternoon in late January. There's been so many developments around the airport since the last update, so let's get right on into it. So then, welcome back to the news. Let's start off with some of the new routes. Now, WSI has seen the addition of a total of 4 new airlines to its regular service roster. Of the 4, 2 of which are going to be seen here today. Now, this has been pushing the capacity of the airport to near limit during its peak hours. As a result, talks have begun that propose upgrading the terminal or even adding an extension to the existing building. As well as helping the airport to deal with the increasing load of passengers, an extension would also add more passenger amenities such as lounges and an increased space for retail units and food outlets, which would in turn provide many new jobs to the local area. Aside from that, we have the rumours that are still swirling about the British European low-cost airline Flybe. A recent interview with the ex-CEO of the airline hinted at the possibility of another purchase deal for the company. Now, this time the acquisition would reportedly be coming from a group of private investors whom it is believed could be considering Will Scarlet International as a potential hub for the carrier if, that is, it was to come back into existence. Now, further fueling these rumours is the recent move of one of Flybe's aircraft from a storage facility in Teruel, Spain, back to Will Scarlet International, where it has sat for a number of weeks. Now, perhaps this does indicate that indeed a public announcement is soon to come that will be regarding the future of the British airline. The final piece of news this week then, a very exciting one. A piece of aviation history has arrived at WSI from London. After much deliberation and the aircraft being removed from its static home at London Heathrow, the Concord Aircraft registered Golf Bravo Oscar Alpha Bravo has been purchased for display at WSI and been moved from London. The aircraft is now situated here on the corner pocket of the cargo apron, where it is hoped it will stay and be preserved for many years to come. And with that, that concludes today's news, so let's get on with the airport update. First up then, we have a new airline for WSI, the Romanian flag carrier Tarom, whom, as of November, are operating a once daily return flight between WSI and the Romanian capital, Bucharest. Here, today's aircraft, a Boeing 737-300, can be seen turning around for its return flight, which is scheduled to return to Bucharest at 4:35 this afternoon. Next to the 737 is this Airbus A220-300 of Air Baltic. It's in the distinctive Latvia 100 years colour scheme, and with a departure slot of 2:55, this aircraft is currently awaiting pushback clearance. Once it's received, it will be returning to Riga. Now, due to demand, Air Baltic have recently increased this service from a once-a-day return flight to twice daily, and even with talks of potentially adding Copenhagen as a second destination in the months to come as the summer approaches. Moving on then, we have the second new carrier to WSI in today's airport update. It is this stunning looking A320-200 of Edelweiss. It's in the Help Alliance livery, and it is today's operator of Edelweiss's new daily service to and from Zurich. This route is a promising start in connecting the Midlands with Switzerland, and the hope being that additional routes be added in the years to come, with the most obvious other Swiss destinations being Geneva and Basel. Just pulling onto its stand is this ATR 72 of Aer Lingus, which has just arrived in from Cork. After roughly 4 hours layover, this aircraft is going to be flying empty up to Edinburgh as a positioning flight for tomorrow morning's operations. Now, this is quite a rare event at WSI. We don't normally see repositioning flights empty, but I suppose this is a little bit of an exception due to the logistics of Aer Lingus's aircraft. So yeah, he's going to be heading up to Edinburgh this evening. So then, the final aircraft at the terminal is this British Airways A320neo, which landed about 15 minutes ago from Gibraltar. After a quick turnaround, this aircraft is going to be heading back out for its afternoon flight to Frankfurt at 4:15, and eventually returning this evening with an expected arrival time of 10:05. Currently taxiing out to the runway is this beautiful A321 of Vueling Airlines. It arrived earlier from Barcelona at 1:50 and is currently on time for its return to the Spanish city. Barcelona is just one of 4 cities in Spain now served by Vueling from WSI. So, moving on to the good stuff then. Over here at the remote stands, the first aircraft we have is this Boeing 737-700 of SAS Scandinavian Airways, which, as you may know if you've seen it in the aviation news, SAS has recently retired from service. Now, after retirement, this aircraft was flown from Scandinavian's main hub at Copenhagen here to WSI, where she sat for the last 2 weeks awaiting its fate. Yeah, we aren't sure where this aircraft is going to go from here. I suppose it's possible that she's going to be taken away to be scrapped, or possibly it could be purchased by somebody else and potentially come back into operation, but we're not sure at the moment. Next to him then, we have the aircraft whose move back to Will Scarlet International has sparked so much excitement over the last month. This is the stunning BAE Systems 146, still carrying the livery of its former owner, Flybe, and it was flown back from Teruel in Spain where it was being stored. As I said earlier in the news segment, the main reason for this aircraft's move is still up to speculation. However, it certainly appears to be a good omen for Flybe fans, and perhaps one day not too far in the future, we shall see this much loved airline return to the skies of the UK and Europe. Right then, down to the final aircraft in today's airport update, and it is this huge Airbus A350-1000 of Virgin Atlantic, which was forced to divert here late last night after having a false engine fire alarm in the cockpit, having shortly departed from London Heathrow bound for JFK. Now, after landing safely at WSI, the passengers and cargo were disembarked and taken by coach to Heathrow. As a result, this aircraft is currently awaiting approval to fly, and assuming that nothing is wrong with it and it was indeed a false alarm, she will hopefully be returning empty to Heathrow either this evening or at some point tomorrow. Okay then, so that is the end of this airport update. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. It's been really great coming back to YouTube and doing my first airport update since I did come back. This was something that really I think I'd been putting off for quite a long time because I had, sort of got into the process of filming a couple airport updates in the past and just not really seen them through, so I think I'd sort of built it up in my head as sort of a really bad thing, hence why I came back doing a couple of reviews. But yeah, I'm really happy that I've done this one, and I think it was actually probably one of my best airport updates, certainly in terms of new models. I mean, I think we've got, how many do we have? We've got the Concord, the SAS, the Flybe, Edelweiss. I don't think you guys have seen the Aer Lingus ATR before, so that's a new one. And the Tarom, there's a review of the Tarom, but it hasn't been in an airport update yet. So yeah, I think that that's possibly a record in terms of airport updates with 6 new models, but of course that is generally what happens when you leave it for so long between airport updates. It has been about 8 months since my last one. So yeah, I mean, I've really enjoyed this one. A couple of things just to say in terms of models. I mean, I'm not quite sure what the future is going to be of the SAS 737-700. Now, it's just sod's law that I picked this aircraft up and then a couple of weeks later SAS decide that they aren't going to operate them anymore. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with that aircraft now. I suppose I could look at selling it, but then, it's not going to be worth anywhere near as much now, and I'd probably end up losing money on it, obviously because SAS are no longer operating them, so the value of the model goes down. Now, another really interesting one to look out for is this BAE 146 of Flybe. Yeah, watch this space because there's a storyline coming with Flybe, as I've sort of started to introduce in the last 2 updates, and I'm really hoping to see them back at the airport before too long. And yeah, I'm really happy with the way that WSI is looking in general. You may have noticed that we also have some new ground service equipment. Now, this is JC Wings DHL ground service equipment that I've picked up from, I think I got it from the Gatwick Aviation Fair actually back last year, and yeah, that's brilliant from JC Wings. And so yeah, WSI I think is in a pretty good position. The only thing that I would say that I've sort of started to incorporate into today's episode is the terminal building. So yes, I am going to look at doing something with this terminal building. But we are actually moving house again. We've lived in this house for 6 months, but obviously I've only been back to YouTube for sort of 1 month, and so you guys won't have seen much in this space. But yeah, I suspect that the next airport update you will see is probably going to be Will Scarlet in its new home, once I've found where that's going to be going in the new house. So yeah, watch this space. Hopefully I'm going to be doing something with the terminal at some point, but for now I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you have any ideas or any routes that you'd like me to consider for the next update, please do leave them down below. But for now I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!